Okay, so this oracle session is about Kundalini and awakening and enlightenment. And why I ask these questions is because, I've seen enough Bat Gap interviews and enough interviews with spiritually awakened people, particularly awakened to the no self, non-dual reality. And it's like 90% of them never even mention or notice Kundalini process. And I just didn't understand. Not a lot of people, excuse me, I'm in Kundalini process and I want to connect with others in a Kundalini process, in an upper and lower Kundalini process. And I just don't find these people. And I just thought, why do some people reach awakening with apparently no process of Kundalini, and they don't even know it? Like, what's the difference? If you can, anyway, so I asked some questions. Sorry about it. I just kind of lost my train of thought there. So let's just move on with the oracle session. Okay, so I asked, first question, can someone awaken to the no self, non-dual reality? So we've already defined that as being awakened or enlightened without a Kundalini process going on. And I got a ding, 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 yes, because that's what I've been seeing. And I thought, well, why do I need to have a Kundalini process? And I also asked, I guess many never even notice their own Kundalini process. Ding, ding, ding. And I asked, so those of us with a difficult or very noticeable Kundalini process have a lot of karma to burn. Solid yes, with more refinement needed. And that refinement is, we didn't come in here haphazardly. Oh, I've got so much karma. We chose to do a lot of work in this particular lifetime. So it was within our choosing to burn through. Maybe we had a particular goal this lifetime. We said, bring it on. We'll take it all on, all in this lifetime. So it creates a difficult Kundalini process, particularly if we've had some very dark dealings in the past. And I know that to be true from the stories that I've read in Kundalini Vidya and within my own life, my own past lives, being, having some attachments and agreements with the dark. It makes a difficult process, particularly if you haven't been so kind in past lives. And I feel certain that was me. So what I also gather is, the ones that have Kundalini process and don't even notice it, it's not bothering them in such a dramatic way, like for some of us, incapacitates them. They were, say, more clear. They had already cleaned a lot of their karma up, and they came in, maybe they just didn't have such dramatic, dark past events. And they also came in more purified to be the current teachers. So I kind of get that now. Okay, but I would say they're having processes and they don't even know it. But apparently some people can awaken to no self, non-dual reality without Kundalini process. I find that shocking. Anyway, so maybe this is totally incorrect, but this is what I got. And then I asked, many who have awakened now without Kundalini process will reach enlightenment in this incarnation. Ding, ding, ding. We've defined enlightenment already as a totally different process of totally purifying whatever the subtle body, causal body, and that's a transitional point. Okay, let's see, their Kundalini process will soon become active this lifetime. Ding, ding, ding. And that reason will be in the third video. So why is Kundalini process required for this thing called enlightenment, this purification? Is it because, so it appears that you can awaken in one lifetime and that be your journey. And Kundalini doesn't need to be so, Kundalini's never asleep. So she could be in a particular very low process, not even noticeable, and you can still have an awakening to this non-dual reality. But maybe it's a different type of mental process, but you're here to be awakened and not to reach enlightenment, to transition. You still have, you want to do some things here, like you're the bodhisattva, you're going to hold off enlightenment. I don't know, I'm just speculating. Okay, so why is Kundalini required for enlightenment? And I asked, because she purifies the subtle body? No. Something to do with our DNA? No. Is it because Kundalini needs to reach the upper process, Makara point, and begin her work on our brain centers? Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so we're talking about the process of enlightenment. Okay, that's when someone reaches upper process. Apparently, maybe that was their life path this lifetime, to reach enlightenment. I don't know. So does this brain center activation, is that what purifies the subtle body? No. Does the brain center have to do with changes to perception? Warm? Ooh, you're getting close. And then I go off on, yeah. So, and then I thought, oh, brain center activation is needed for changing our hormonal system. Yes, a solid yes. And then I went off on another tangent. Is this about the pineal and pituitary functions? No. And I think I felt like, yes, pituitary and pineal, of course, are involved in the hormonal system, but I needed to know more. So I got a no, because if I would have gotten a yes, I would have stopped there. And then hormones have an effect on our light body. Oh, wrong question, wrong direction. Because of more light that we're bringing in, we need a new system. No. Is it the hormones that aid in purifying the subtle body? Like I'm stuck on purifying the subtle body? No. Have I missed something? Yes. Oh, and then it hit me. Go back to the perception question. Hormones aid in our how we perceive life. Hormones aid in our perception of life. Yeah, perception of life. Yes. So this new changes in our hormonal system causes new perception, right? We have a new perception of reality. Causes less reactions, these less reactions from our previous identifications, and that those less reactions are actually what purify the subtle body. Yes, the sage was like, dear God, she got it. She could use a little bit more refinement, but it is the change in the perception that the system upgrade of our hormones produces from the work that Kundalini reaches in our brain centers, activates the brain centers. Oh yeah, my final question is, Kundalini is needed to upgrade the hormonal system from an animal system into its higher functioning system. Yes, for this process of enlightenment, because it is our reactions to life that keep the subtle body and all of its impure thoughts and emotions, that keeps it hanging around. But once we have a new perception, like we awaken to something, and we can have this awakening prior to Kundalini reaching the brain centers. But if we want total and complete purification, we wish for enlightenment this lifetime, we wish to get off the wheel of samsara, then we need total purification of our subtle bodies, and I suppose causal body. And this is where Kundalini needs to be in process, upper process, to change our brain centers, the brain centers to affect the hormonal system. And it is our hormones that change our perception and reaction to life, and it's less reaction, less attachment, less whatever, no more identification. That's what kills off and purifies the subtle body. Okay, all for now, another Oracle session coming.